It was about 8 years ago that I got my motorcycle license for the first time. 37 years old, got the motorcycle license with the blessing of my wife because my father-in-law rides a motorcycle all day, all the time in Paraguay. Went through a series of motorcycles, starting with a Honda Ruckus 50cc, moved up to a 650, then another 650, then 1,000, and then this one. Fabulous bike, by the way, but this is not the bike I rode in Paraguay. 3 years ago, my wife suggested that I get my international driver's license and purchase a motorcycle in Paraguay and then give it to my father-in-law because his was kind of about dead. So got the license to go along with this one, and then bought the motorcycle 3 years ago. Great adventures, all of it's on ADVrider.com, links below. And then this year in 2016, we did it again. But as a final adventure, went to Encarnacion. Encarnacion is about 350 kilometers away from town to town, from where I'm going to where I'm going. A little over 200 miles. And on this bike, not a problem at all. Real quick, get it done in like 3 hours, 3.5 or 4, maybe 4.5 if you're taking a whole lot of stops and taking pictures. But this was going to be a long ride on a 150cc tiny little motorcycle that vibrates your fillings out and hurts your hands, and you can feel the vibration coming up through the seat. And it doesn't fit me because I'm 6'5", and this thing does. We got peg lowering kit and a riser on the handlebar. That thing doesn't. This thing does. So it's going to be a big adventure. So that's the big adventure that I'm embarking on now. On the way out, it's a pretty good trip. On the way back, stay tuned for that one, because that is the big adventure. Well, it's another 30-degree day here in Paraguay. Hola, niños! Hola! And I'm heading out. Heading out on the motorcycle to Encarnacion. Filled up the trunk with a little bit of stuff. Basic overnight, few tools to tighten things up. My only real fear for today is a flat. That could be disastrous. I'm going to head out and see if I can get an oil change, and then head out on the motorcycle, and we'll see what happens. So soon my wife's going to be back, and I will talk to her real quick, say goodbye, say a few prayers with the family, and then head out. Tonight, it'll be about 11 o'clock tonight. I'll get there, maybe visit the ruins, the Jesuit ruins in Trinidad, and document. See you soon. Paraguay, where I've spent more than 1.5 years of my life, is right in the middle of South America. It's landlocked, and I want to go from Asuncion to Encarnacion. Turns out to be about 350 kilometers total. I'm thinking about when I get down there visiting the Jesuit mission. We'll see what happens. Here's the shop I wanted to visit before I left to get my oil changed because I only have 1,200 kilometers on it. Signs hidden behind everything, and there it is. And if you roll down this little dirt road and look for the motorcycles and don't just keep on going and don't expect another sign, you do see this guy working on motorcycles, and that is the actual shop. Here's my guy. He is actually quite good. He's does a very nice job. He's really well organized and quite professional. These are his tools. Sells the oil. There's a bench, and he gave me his card when I was all done. And so if you want to contact him, this is the actual place, and here is his personal cell phone number. Give him a call if you want to. It doesn't cost him anything. He's also working on some ridiculous custom, which I wouldn't build like this because it has like no suspension, but he's working on this crazy little custom in the corner. It looks kind of cool. Not my style, but it's pretty fun to look at. This is the Cerro Jaguaron. Highly recommended. I've been up it a few times. Really, really, really nice place. And you access it by, well, it's not very well signed. So hit the Copetrol and turn right in the middle of Jaguaron, and it'll take you up to a parking lot. There'll usually be somebody there, some kid there to watch your stuff and maybe take you up. But there's a trail that runs up and lots of cool stuff at the top and a great view. Highly recommended. So once you get to Paraguay, passing Jaguaron, this is the place you want to stop to eat. That's back toward Asuncion, and this is down Route 1. And if you get some time, take a left, head toward Paraguay and Cacupe. And Villarrica. There are a whole lot of really nice, curvy, beautiful roads. And they're curvy and mountainous, and there are a whole lot of nature preserves, and it's pretty great. After Paraguay, this is all new terrain for me. I think I've been out here before, went to Quindu, which is what I'm heading for, but I don't think I was actually seeing any of this stuff, because I may have come out here in the darkness. It's pretty cool. So it seems like we're heading toward a series of ridges. It's actually really pretty. Paraguay is actually a pretty big town. You crest the ridge, come down the other side, and then you keep on going. And to the flats for now. Just arrived at Quindu, and I have no idea actually how I got out here, because I'm pretty sure I did. But anyway, if you're looking for a place to eat on the way in, Chipascati. Yeah, sorry, that's Chipascati. It's a little girl on the sign. Her name is Kati. It is really good chipa, and I just ate for some pretty low prices. Anyway, heading forward, about 100 kilometers into a 350 kilometer journey. I grabbed a couple of chipa so'o, a couple of chipa, and the guarana for the road. Talk about changing terrain. It's like a desert out here. I mean, check this out. Look at that. Beautiful. You ever been out to like North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, something like that? Terrain's pretty similar. Is it kilometer 125? Well, my kilometer 125 plus 15. Anyway, arid grassland, hills surrounding, and in the last 20 kilometers, I've passed one truck and been passed by one car in my direction. There's nobody else. Far cows. It reminds me a lot of my Western adventures when I was much, much younger as a kid. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Went out west once with Amy, once with my wife and a couple of kids. And then suddenly, the terrain changes here, and you get a whole bunch of water. It's pretty nice. Got this big old bridge, rolls over some water. This is Villa Florida. I'd heard of it long, long ago, kind of vaguely in my memory as a resort town, and here it is. See some boats in the distance, and it looks like some dry ground. Check this out. This is Villa Florida. And it's a lot of water. A big long bridge, and it's actually kind of beautiful and peaceful, and there doesn't seem to be any activity on the water, but it's nice. Coming out of a store one time, guy was waiting for me and asked me where I got the windshield. I had to tell him I imported it from the US. Just past San Miguel. This is what it's like now. Route 1. San Ignacio. It's the biggest town I've been to since Kawasu. And it's not bad. 216 kilometers on the trip meter. Had them fill it. 6.5 liters approximately total. It's about 33 kilometers per liter, or 77 miles per gallon. Pretty sweet. We've passed San Ignacio. This is about 240 kilometers in on the left side of the road. Some cerros. It's nice. Wish it were clearer. You can't hear it right now, but there is more traffic, it seems. Since this is the last time I'm going to see this country in 2 years, I'm stopping a lot to take a lot of pictures. There's my beautiful bike again, 150 cc's. I'm ringing this thing out at 85 to 90 kilometers per hour. And see that shadow? Southern hemisphere, heading south, southeast. every once in a while you come upon an oasis looking like this. Or like this. This one was right across the road. Check out that field. Really like it for some reason. Burns like these may just contribute to the haze that we see everywhere. Those intentional burns seem to be pretty common. And also, lots and lots of trees. They build big old plantations of trees. This should be the last rest stop. 60 kilometers to Encarnacion. There she is. Sun. We got a couple of hours. Looking forward to seeing the sunset at the Costanera. I was hoping that I was going to make it to the Costanera of Encarnacion to take some pictures of the sun. We just hit the water and it just got cold. I do not know. 40 kilometers left. Encarnacion. I really don't know if I'm going to make it for the sunset at the Costanera. But we'll see. Once I saw the sun dipping closer and closer to the horizon, I ended up, rather than racing forward, stopping more often to take pictures because I knew there wasn't that much light left. Kept on losing hope and finally realized that there's no way I'm going to make it to Encarnacion before the sun set. So stopped and took a couple of pictures, and that is the last image of the sun that I saw. It left a nice orange glow in the sky. So that's it. That's Encarnacion. And crossing the river into Argentina, that is Posadas. So just a little bit more on this road and find a place to stay. Okay, so apparently you have to cross another bridge to get into the downtown Asuncion. So that's it over there. And there are a lot of lights. And I don't know what they are. I made it. This is the Costanera de Encarnacion. And the trip was way too long. And the sun was way too bright. And I have a bit of a headache. And it was actually about 350 kilometers. And I have a hotel. And I'm all ready to go to sleep right now, even though it's only 6:30, so not bad. So it's definitely doable on the Kenton GL150 El Cobrador. Gotta try it. I chose the De La Costa hotel because it was closest to everything I could see. Rode the whole length of the Costanera, and this was the best. Figure I could claim I'm scouting for a trip in the future with my wife, but that's the place. It's quite nice. I took up a whole parking space all by myself, just like a good American, and then went out to Burger King because it had the only good, decent, cheap food sitting on the beach, and this was back at the hotel. It does seem that Encarnacion is using its share of the electricity. Oh my goodness, look at these lights. And the lights wrap around the entire peninsula. Go all the way around there. And it just keeps on going, like forever. And then all the way across the bridge to Posadas. That's a lot of light. It's about 7 o'clock. And being about 7 o'clock, it's totally dark and has been for about an hour. This, from a little peninsula they built, is otra vez la Costanera de Encarnacion. It's really nice. Lots of lights at night. Lots of people. Even on a Thursday night. But it gets dark early down here and a whole lot of people want to go out. Sun doesn't set much later in the summer either, closer to the equator. 350 kilometers to Encarnacion. Great adventure, but stay tuned. The next one's even better.